talk about an epic self-own. So the Democrats posted this on social media. Yes, this is the Democrat Party's official account, President Trump's America. And this chart supposedly shows inflation going through the roof under President Trump. But there is just one problem. Take a closer look at those dates. This chart begins around 2019-2020, which of course was the end of President Trump's first term. You'll notice prices are pretty stable. Then all of a sudden, 2021 through 2024, prices are skyrocketing. Inflation is out of control. Oh, who was president at the time? That's right, it was Joe Biden, not President Trump. I mean, yeah, probably the worst self-own I've seen on social media like ever. That right there is just humiliating. I guarantee this was not some random intern who posted this on social media. And if it was, then hey, that really shows you how disorganized and what a mess the Democrat Party is right now. Totally rudderless, totally leaderless. But look, as someone who has worked on a political campaign, and hey, we won. I never provided an update on that on the channel when I announced it, but yes, we won. Very excited. Actually set a record, not just for turnout, but for the margin of victory. But I've also worked for social media marketing agencies where we had political campaigns as clients, and there is no way, very little low probability, that was posted on social media without multiple eyes looking at it. You have the people who created the graphic. It may be one person. It may have been a team if there was back and forth, a PR team, strategist. It just humiliating, the fact that they put that out on their official platform. It reminds me of the time on MSNBC where, with a straight face, they failed at math so bad. So they were talking about Michael Bloomberg, who spent $500 million in the election and claimed that that would have been enough to basically enrich every single American. And they were so cocky about it on air.
See it as a possibility. If he wants to spend $1 billion beating this guy, he could do it.
Absolutely. Somebody tweeted recently that actually with the money he spent, he could have given every American $1 million.
I've got it. Let's put it up on the screen. When I read it tonight on social media, it kind of all became clear. Bloomberg spent $500 million on ads. U.S. population, 327 million. Don't tell us if you're ahead of us on the math. He could have given each American $1 million and have had lunch money left over. It's an incredible way of putting it.
It's an incredible way of putting it. It's true. It's disturbing. It does suggest, what we're talking about here, which is there's too much money in politics. And it makes it difficult because what we want in
Of course, that would actually be less than $2 per person in America, not $1 million per person. Like, it's just hilarious to me. They're talking with a straight face. They're oh so serious. They don't even catch each other. The fact that someone had to grab that graphic, someone had to put it on air. It passed through all the editors. It passed through all the producers. Again, like, are they just not thinking with their brains on MSNBC? Well, the Trump team was very fast to capitalize on this. And the White House actually redid the graphic and posted this. This is what was shown on Fox News.
They were saying that all of these prices have gone up in 2025. That's what the headline read. But when you read the graph, the highest points were during Joe Biden's administration. And so this is the White House's response. You can see they highlighted it in red. When it was the highest, it was under Joe Biden.
Right. So they deleted it off. So obviously,
the Democrats deleted it.
Yeah, obviously an own goal by the Democratic Party. So, like, for example, they say a lot of dairy prices are down, right? Eggs are down 53%, something ridiculously low. But meat is high. Yeah. So the president's got to focus on that. And guess what the president did yesterday? He got Australia to buy our beef for the first time. Yeah. So he's constantly moving stuff.
Well, things have gotten even worse for the Democrat Party. So as if that one post wasn't bad enough, they actually followed it up with this post. Federal minimum wage, $7.25 from 2009 through 2025. I bet you probably know where this is going. They're attempting, obviously, to blame this on President Trump, blame it on Republicans. Well, who was president? Who controlled the Senate? Who controlled the House for about 75% of those years? Oh, yeah, the Democrat Party. And they did not do a thing. Now, to be very clear, I am not advocating for the raise of minimum wage, but it just shows the hypocrisy of the Democrat Party. They will criticize President Trump for something he's not doing when they themselves haven't done it. How does that work? Well, President Trump is capitalizing on this even further. Before he left for Scotland earlier this morning, he teased some new economic news. So obviously we know that the tariffs are pulling in record numbers as far as revenue goes. I believe it's like the highest we've seen in a few decades, and it's projected to be the highest it's ever been. Well, President Trump wants to use a lot of it to pay down the debt, but he's also cognizant of the fact that people are struggling, right? And that's what Democrats are trying to capitalize on. Oh, it's so hard out there. Inflation's high. Minimum wage is only $7.25. I mean, that's why they posted that, right? They're trying to stir the pot as far as economic comfort. Well, President Trump is not letting them get away with it. And in fact, he's proposing an idea to use some of the extra tariff revenue to give what he's calling a little rebate to the American people. Take a look at this.
Do you think there's the possibility of a rebate to the American public in terms of all of that money?
We're thinking about that, actually. We have so much money coming in. We're thinking about a little rebate, but the big thing we want to do is pay down debt. But we're thinking about a rebate. That's a very good question. You just made a lot of news. We're thinking about a rebate because we have so much money coming in from tariffs that a little rebate for people of a certain income level might be very nice.
Now, the idea of a little rebate really shows you what a unique coalition President Trump has built. And I believe that this is going to expose, not in a bad way, but it will really show us the coalition, or one of the fault lines in the coalition. Because President Trump, quite frankly, he's attracted a lot of independents. He's attracted a lot of Democrats as well, a lot of libertarians. I know a few of you watching the channel are libertarians. And of course, there are some establishment Republicans, Liz Cheney being one of the most obvious examples, who have left the party now. Or even if they're still technically registered Republicans, they're definitely aligning with the Democrats more often. So I think here we're going to have basically two camps to this. I think you're going to have the side that is really excited about potentially getting a rebate thanks to these tariffs. Maybe they're not true fiscal conservatives. Maybe this includes some of the Democrats or the independents, and they're like, hey, a rebate would make my life easier. A rebate would help me pay my bills, get groceries, put food on the table for my family. But then I think there's the other side of the coalition, which is the true fiscal conservatives, the true fiscal Republicans, who are really focused on the debt and really paying that down, the debt, the deficit, everything. And they don't want handouts, and they think that handouts can be counterproductive. Maybe it encourages reliance on the government, or perhaps at worst could fuel inflation. So I think this will be an interesting conversation in the next coming weeks as this whole thing plays out. Now, I don't think that's going to be an empty promise, because Josh Hawley posted this immediately after President Trump made that statement. I will introduce legislation in the Senate to send a rebate check to every working person in America. Of course, President Trump wouldn't be able to do that alone. So the fact that the legislative branch is actually taking action on this tells me that it's seriously being considered. Last but not least, we have gotten so much good economic news, and I wanted to close on this note because the Democrats obviously did a total fail in trying to discredit the economy. But even on CNN last week, they were acknowledging, because last week they released the numbers for June, and we found out that inflation was unexpectedly low. Take a look.
Today, some positive news about the economy, even with concerns about the president's tariffs. The Commerce Department says retail sales actually bounced back in June after falling in May. Specifically, they rose 6% last month after a near 1% drop the month before. Economists are obviously closely watching consumer behavior as President Trump's tariffs begin to drive up prices of some goods and services. Separate data out today shows the jobs market also remains resilient as new applications for employment benefits fell for the fifth straight week. CNN Business and Politics.
Yeah. Assuming this good economic news continues, assuming this trend continues into the fall and into next year, the Democrats are going to keep grasping at straws, and who knows, we may even see more fails like the one we saw last night. But as always, all of that is just my analysis and commentary. That is what's going on in the world of politics from my point of view, and I would love to hear from you. So President Trump's idea that he teased about a little rebate from these the tariff revenue. What do you think about that? Are you excited? Do you support it? Would you personally want some of that cash, or is it something that you're not interested in? Are you more concerned and more focused towards the national debt? Or would you support an idea maybe of people having the option to like opt out? Hey, I don't need the cash. I would prefer my share go to the debt, or maybe something else entirely. I've seen some talk online of people saying instead of a rebate, I would prefer all of that money going to the debt and then instead get rid of the income tax. I mean, where are you on all of this? If you had your say, let me know down in the comments below. If you haven't already, please be sure to leave me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask for, but it really does help me reach more viewers like you in the algorithm. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.